Alright, so what I've done is I've finished retopologizing this head, as you can see, and so what we need to do is just do just a little bit of just finishing off. And so let's just switch off the make live, let's just grab this and isolate it. And so what I want to do is make sure all these edges here sit along the center of the scene. And so what we can do is just double click, and we need to deselect the vertices that go inside the model, like here the mouth bit and the nose. There we go. And so make sure you're in world mode. There you go. And X middle mouse, boom, snap it to the center of the scene, and we are done. There we go. And so like this bit here is just drooping down a bit too much, so D, let's just select this edge here to align the pivot with the geometry here, and we can just kind of move it up. And let's bring the reference up, and we can just match it with this red curve that we created previously. So there we go. So nice and straight. So we're basically just doing the finishing touches. There we go. There we go. It's here, that one. That seems fine. Okay, let's just double check. Alright, okay. And so this edge here seems a bit too close to this edge here, and so we can just slide it out just a little bit. And we can actually just double click on the entire edge loop, and we might get away with doing an edit edge flow. And no, I don't like it because it just pushed it in a little bit, and as you can see here, this kind of sticks out. And if we go into the side view, you probably see it better. Yeah, so just bring it in, maybe like that. As you can see here, it's a little bit wonky still. So just kind of play around with these vertices, get it nice and straight. There you go. Something like that. Here as well. Good oak. You might want just a bit more detail around the mouth here, so just grab the multi-cut, and if you hold down control it creates an edge loop, and just click, and you've created a bit more geometry. Let's edge flow that. There we go. And we've got to connect the ear, and so let's say we can do that. So grab the ear, and let's just there we go, isolate it. So let's just grab this this geometry here needs to connect to the ear geometry, and so what we can do is grab the multi-cut tool and I don't know, maybe just create an edge loop here. And so if you go into face mode and double select the entire face loop, you can actually just like delete it. There we go. And so this is what we have. So now we can actually grab, let's take a look. Yeah, let's grab this vertex here, and what we need to do is actually start snapping it to the ear geometry, and just go all the way around. It's that simple. There we go. I'm going to actually change some of this. So what I'm going to do now is move to the ear geometry, and I actually want to use the vertices from the ear geometry to snap to the head geometry. And so there you go. Boom. And just go all the way around. It's that simple. There we go. That's free. That's what it looks like, smooth. But we don't smooth it just yet. So right, that can go here, and this can go there. This looks a bit twisty at the minute. Can you see? It's twisted. So that means I've selected the wrong vertices. So this vertex should go here, and this should go there. That's better. And so basically I made a mistake, and when you make a mistake you just go back and just correct it like that. And we may need an extra edge loop somewhere. As you can see, we seem to have too much resolution. Alright, okay, so let's just continue with the rest of this ear first. There you go. So all of that seems fine apart from, so look here. So we need to create some more resolution, and so if you grab the multi-cut tool and do this, you've created an edge loop that runs all the way around. But I actually don't want that. I don't want the edge loop to go all the way around. So Control Delete, just get rid of it. So what I want to do instead is just create a little triangle here and do that. And there you have it. So grab both pieces and just go to mesh and just do a combine. Right, you there. And then what we need to do is grab all the vertices and, well, not merge to center because that's merge vertices. There you go. So now when you hit 3, this is what you have. And so it looks a bit weird and stretchy, and so the next thing to do is basically just add a bit more resolution around here, like that. As you can see, now we've got another little triangle here, so what we can do is just select these two vertices and just merge the center. There you go. And so what we can do with this area is just smooth it out by using the edit mesh. And so that doesn't look too bad. A bit lumpy around here, so just grab this. There we go. And you got your ear. You can tighten this if you want. It's entirely up to you, or leave it as it is. This bit here looks weird, so let's just do an edit mesh on that, just to pop it out a little bit. There you go. So that's the ear done. I would say this doesn't look too bad actually. I'm just gonna, there we go. straighten out a little bit. This bit here, if you want to, you can just push it in because it's kind of sticking out. And so basically just play around with it. Go into a component mode. Just kind of bring it down a little bit. There you go. Bring that out a bit more. Bring this out a bit more as well. There you go, that's a bit better. And what we can do to actually smooth off some of this is when you run into kind of problems like this where you feel like it's still a bit lumpy in places, what you can do is go back to the live and then grab the mesh here and go back to quad draw and actually use the relax brush to actually smooth it off, you see, and it'll just give you a better result. But you got to be careful not to, you see, it's I'm going to switch this off and just, you got to be careful around some of these smaller pieces because the geometry will just fold in on itself. So right here it's a bit weird, as you can see. See, look at that, it goes weird, and the reason being is because the ear is now attached, you see, so it's reacting to the ear. So you know, just kind of just be careful around that part. So what we can do is just the geometry close to the ear. There we go. And just continue smoothing it. So you just got to be very careful here. Oops. Probably best thing to do is, if it's giving you too much trouble, is just switch it off. And let's take a look at what we've got. You see it's just plain there, and the problem is with the ear is it's creating the geometry to implode, and so you just got to be careful. And let's just take a look at what we've got at the minute, to be honest. That looks much cleaner. There you go. Just that doesn't seem too bad. You might want to just add a bit more resolution and then play with it. So if you grab these edges here and just do edit edge flow. Oops, I'm using the wrong tool. There we go. And that should make it better now. Yeah, it still looks a bit weird, so we might have to go back to okay. What we can do is I'm gonna grow the selection. So I've got the ear selected, and then I just want to deselect everything else. Let's have a look. So I'm just selecting the ear geometry. And then I'm just going to extract it. There we go. And then I'm going to hide it. And so this is what we have. And so now what we can do is go back to the Make Live, grab the mesh which has been retopologized, grab the quad draw, and then we can kind of smooth it like this without the ear giving us problems. There we go. And so I'm just, smoothing the head. And then we can actually, quad draw. We can we're going to add small resolution and just smooth it out again. So there you have it. So let's hide that. Let's hit 3. As you can see, it looks much smoother now. So we can bring the ear back in. Where's the ear? The ear display, show all, boom, there you go. Let's just hide that. And so we've got the ear brought back in, and let's see what we can do with it now. I'm going to get rid of some of this resolution now. There we go. And let's just examine the ear. Now, as you can see, it's a bit wonky. There, look, as you can see, and that's what's causing the problem. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to also get rid of this edge loop here, and I'm also going to get rid of this face loop here and just redo it. And so go into edge mode and just extrude it out. There we go. And let's have a look. World mode. Maybe something like this, just a little bit. And basically, I'm just going to redo it. And so, just to get like a smoother result. And so let's take a look at it now. And let's see if we can get a better result this time. And so I'm going to actually just move these vertices here, and not the vertices from the head mesh, but just the ear mesh. And so basically, there you go. Make sure you're in world mode, by the way. Yep. And so we'll just snap easier. There we go. Wrong vertex. Come on, you can do it. Boom. And again, just go all the way around. Now, as I recall, we need to add another edge there, so we can do that last. And again, I've done it wrong, so that goes there. So let's lift that up. That goes there. There we go. So far so good. Just move that to the side. Actually, I'm going to leave that there for now. I believe that goes there. And this goes there, to be honest. So I'm just trying to figure out what goes where. There you go. That's fine. Okay, so and then this is where we can create the triangle. And so by grabbing this vertex we can snap it there. And so this time around it should look much better. So let's just grab both pieces of geometry and do a combine, and then grab all these vertices and merge them. And a couple did not merge, as you can see. Because this needs to go here, and that vertex needs to go there. There we go. And now we have done our job. Combine. It's this one, merge vertices. And let's hit 3. There you go, it's much smoother. Nice smooth result. Look at that. Okay, look, and if you want to, you can just add an edge loop across here. There we go. Just to tighten it a little bit. So nice and smooth. And it's the same with the nose as well. This should be much easier, but before we do combine it again, let's just attach the vertices. We need to delete half. And yeah, so all you need to do is grab the vertices from the nose and just let's put this back to 1. So the vertices line up much better than they do if you leave it on a smooth mesh preview. And just go all the way around the nose. There you go. And so then grab both geometry and combine, merge vertices, and you've got the nose done. And if you want to make it tighter around here, you can just grab, let's have a look, maybe do it there, or you could probably do it here, just to make it a bit tighter if you want to. and just kind of loosen it up a little bit with the edit edge flow. There we go. Okay. Now obviously to actually finish it off you would want to grab, you know, the edge of the geometry here, the edge loop, and then just, there you go, you bring it in to add a bit more geometry, then extrude again and just bring it in a little bit and push it in, just so it doesn't show any of the holes behind the eye. And then you can hit 3 with the eye, and you can delete the curves there if you want to, or just put them on a layer if you want to use them later. And it doesn't look too bad. Maybe just play around with the positioning here a little bit. Let's have a look. I'm going to grab this and just bring it down a little bit. There we go. Doesn't look too bad. And then do a mirror. And if you want to, you can do a bit of a smoothing here, because it just looks a little bit lumping. So grab the central edge loop and hit edit edge flow, boom, and it should pop into position. There we go. And again, you know, with the mouth, what you want to do is grab the edge loop and extrude it inwards. To create some thickness. And then again with the ears, we haven't really finished with the ears, almost forgot actually, but we need to actually rotate them, because at the minute they're sticking out. As you can see, they look all right in the side view, but if you go in the top, they're sticking out a bit too much. So let's see what we can do. And so we need these vertices selected. So it's all the ear vertices basically up to the base of the ear, as you can see. We don't need. So let's take a look. Yep, that looks fine. And what we need to do is just rotate it. So DV middle mouse snap. So I'm going to put the pivot here, and I'm just going to rotate it backwards. Let's have a look. Maybe, yeah, that'll do. Something like that. And just kind of bring it out a bit so it matches the image. And if you take a look there, it's still very stretchy. So what we can do is just bring it out a little bit, not too much. And let's have a look. We can just bring it back a little bit. Man, it doesn't look too bad. Maybe just make it a bit bigger. And then let's just kind of bring it out a little bit more. Don't want to bring it out too much, because then it will just look a bit weird. Just a little bit like that, I guess. And just kind of play around with it until you're kind of happy with it. Say something like this, and then we obviously need to sort this geometry out, so do a bit of edit edge flow which should straighten it out, to be honest. It doesn't look too bad. Bit twisty here, as you can see, but it shouldn't be too much of a big problem. Can actually bring these out a bit more. There we go. It's a bit twisty around here, as you can see. The geometry is starting to look like a bit ugly, and yeesh. It's starting to look a bit better. Let's have a look. I'm not happy with this kind of twistiness here, so what we can do is just start bringing it out. Bit by bit. There you go. It's starting to look better. And what we can do is start getting rid of this. What I want to do is I want to get rid of this triangle for a bit, because it just seems to be in the way, giving me trouble. So that's starting to look a bit better. So what we can do with this is we can fix it now. So just grab the multi-cut and then just maybe just put it there in the corner. Now that looks much better. As you can see, it's nicely cleaned up. It's a bit sharp there for some reason. There we go. Can you see? So you got to watch out for just little bits like that, and all you need to do is just, so just bring it out. There we go. There we go. So it looks much better now, nice and clean. Just double check. Yep. Alright, happy with that. We don't need the curve. Get rid of the curve. And now what we can do is delete this half. So, oops. Mirror. There you go. Job done. If you want to, you can bring these in a bit more. I just feel that they need to go in just a bit more. It's entirely up to you. push it in. There you go, if you want to push that in, and then again, you know, you've got to deal with the headache of like sorting it out again, as you can see. So you can, you know, just delete some of the geometry, to be honest. But before we do that, there is a triangle somewhere stuck somewhere. But let's do the edit edge flow. Edit edge flow is good because it can solve, I don't know, I'd say about 90% of your modeling problems. There. Can you see this triangle here? Let's just get rid of it for now. There we go. So if you take a look, it should have smoothed it out. Yeah, there you go. So that looks much better, and it's just a few little finishing touches here and there. Again, like here. That you need to solve. Now that looks much better than that. That's sticking out too much. This looks much better already, as you can see. It doesn't seem too bad. You just need to go in and just let's have a look. There we go. Just the other thing you could do is just delete it entirely, just to see what it looks like. Then hit 3, and it actually looks much better now. It's not as twisted. Although here it just does look a bit twisted, but it's just the way I modelled it. Really, it's fine. Really, it's not. What you can do is just grab this, or maybe let's have a look. Normal. Maybe bring it. Yeah. That looks fine. That does look better now. So what I might do now is just add a bit more geometry here. So I'm going to do the edge flow. Boom, there you go. Nicely all the way around. And this looks better than that. Bit weird here, to be honest, and that's because of the geometry that's missing here. So we need to create the triangle there, and just grab. There we go. Nice and smooth. I would add a bit of finishing touches around the ear. just go around just to make sure they are nice and smooth. Another way of smoothing geometry, if you want to, is hit 3 and then go to Sculpt Tool. And then with the Sculpt Tool, if you hold down Shift, you can actually use the smooth brush. You see, it allows you to kind of smooth the geometry. And so you can go around and just do a bit of smoothing like that. There you go. So there you go. It just looks much smoother now. Maybe just smooth it out a bit more around here. There you go. There you have it. Nice smooth geometry around the ear now. Okay, so with that done, because we don't want this side anymore, so again we need to delete this half of the head and then just mirror it over, hit 3, and there you have it. Now let's just take a look at it. It looks fine. There you go. We can grab the central edge loop and just do an edit edge flow. There we go. And so basically, there you go. You have the cartoon head in Maya. Okay, thank you for watching.